Okay, today we're going to be rebuilding a Kohler two-handle faucet. This is not a ceramic cartridge faucet. It's an older Kohler with the rubber washers and O-rings. You'll find these Kohler faucets installed in bathroom sinks, kitchen sinks, showers, tubs, whirlpools. They're high-quality units. In this vid, we will be addressing the older Kohler two-handled faucets with the pictured replacement parts. If your Kohler faucet has a quarter-turn ceramic cartridge, see my other video, repairing leaky quarter-turn ceramic cartridges. Here are the part numbers. The CCW is counterclockwise closed. That's the GP30004. The GP30002 is the clockwise closed unit.
The best goddamn Kohler faucet rebuilding fucking video on the fucking YouTubes. Okay, what's up YouTubes? Internets. So today we're gonna do a Kohler hot tub. It's leaking. The washers are leaking in the faucet of the thing. I'm sorry about that. And this is the faucet of the thing, and the water comes out. It comes out this spout here, okay? Those are your water jets down there, and you drain in the bottom. See if I can get you a better shot of this thing. So this is the Kohler hot tub. It's engraved Kohler in the metal plate, okay? Now we're going to show you how to get the plate off and the stems out of the faucet body and change the washers and put everything back together. First thing we're going to do is go down in the basement and we're going to shut off the main water supply to the house. Because as you all know, and this is a Kohler whirlpool system, it says Kohler whirlpool system. Okay, as you all know, in like a sink or something like that, you're going to have your shutoffs underneath. Sinks, toilets, there's your shutoffs in the back behind the drain. Toilet, you're going to have a shutoff in the bottom of the toilet. You see it there against the wall, okay? But in a tub, you're not going to have a shutoff that's easily accessible most of the time. Alright, granted there might be a house here or there where there's shutoffs that you can get to. They just isolate the tub. But otherwise, go in the basement and shut off the water main. And then you're going to open a faucet somewhere because there may be like a pressure tank in the system somewhere where it stores up a little hot water. So it might take a minute. You might have to let it run for a minute for the water to stop. But in this house, okay, so we shut the water and it stopped. Now we're going to come up here. We have to get all the trim off of this faucet. Tools you're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver, a blade screwdriver, a nice adjustable wrench, pair of channel locks, and a pair of small channel locks. And I've already loosened everything up, so I'm just going to show you quickly how we do this. And I'm going to try to do it one-handed because I got to hold the camera. So to get these knobs off, because we got to get this big trim plate off. So to get these two knobs off, we're going to gently, because it's brass and brass scratches easily, we're going to gently grasp the shaft of these. And as we're grasping it, we're going to lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, we're going to lefty these off. I've already done it, I told you, I just loosened them up. So again, we're just going to grab the shaft so it doesn't spin, and we're going to take the knobs off. The next thing you're going to do is going to take a small blade screwdriver, okay, a small blade screwdriver, and we're going to go around the edge of these things, and we're going to pry off these covers for the handles, okay? Next thing we're going to do is take our big blade screwdriver, and we're going to come in here and take the, loosen up the screws for the handles, and they're going to lift right off. Okay, both handles off. Then are these little extensions. They just slip right off. Don't drop anything down the drain. Good idea is to put a rag over the drain so nothing drops down there. Okay, at this point, you're going to take your big channel locks, and there's a nut that's holding these on here. You may try just with your fingers. It may just be finger tight. If not, you're going to get your big channel locks. Again, be careful not to scratch the brass plate. We're going to loosen this up and take this off. There should be one on each. At this point, you can lift the cover off. Okay, you can lift the cover off. Now we have the top of the faucet body exposed. At this point, there are two big nuts on the stems. We're going to get our big channel locks in here, and again, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. We're going to, that just came up, but actually you got to like turn it a couple of times, okay, and lift it off. At this point, we're going to take our big adjustable wrench, and we're going to go on the flats of this nut here, Okay, we're gonna go on the flats here. It might be a little tight. And again, lefty loosey, righty tighty, we're gonna crack these nuts. Once they're cracked, which I've done already, took a little effort, but I cracked them. Okay, now we can go and finger untight them. One note, before you crack these, you might wanna like just put the knob back on real quick and just like loosen them, like open the valves like halfway if you want. Okay, it's not like totally important, but I like to do it. So let's get this out here and show you what it looks like inside here. Okay, so this is the hot side. This is the one on this one that's actually leaking. I don't know if you can see, but you see that little stain of rusty that was leaking down there. And again, this is the spout on this tub. It's an unusual looking spout, but when you turn the water on, it comes out here. So any leaky faucet, it's going to show here. So back to this, we loosen this up. Okay, here's your Kohler stem. Now this involves what they call a cup, which is down here. I don't know if I can do this one-handed. Okay, here we go. Here's the cup. Okay, well that's actually the cup in the shaft. So this is the housing. There's an O-ring right here. There's a rubber O-ring that right there that could be replaced. Okay, and otherwise we're going to come to this part here, and in here this lifts out. There's a washer there. That black thing is a washer, could be replaced. Standard washer. Also, Kohler sells this whole nylon thing could be replaced. It's got these little wings on it. And if you see there's any wear on this, you're going to replace it. Some of them are brass, some of them are plastic. There's also an O-ring right here where my middle finger is pointing. There's an O-ring right there, which fits up inside of this guy here. That could be replaced or should be replaced. And now you got your cup here. In this cup, the bottom of the cup is the seat. I recommend you replace this entire cup. You replace this washer or this entire end assembly, which I'll show you in the next shot, and the O-rings. Put everything back together. Assembly is the reverse of disassembly, so you put everything back together in the reverse order, turn your water back on, check for leaks, you're done. So I'm going to shut the camera off now. I'm going to go get the Kohler parts and come back up and show you which parts to replace. Okay, I'm back. I ran out to the truck. I got my Kohler kit. Now, I have a kit, but each and every one of these parts is available separately. You can get them on the internet, searching for Kohler bathtub faucet parts. Well, actually, some of these parts also fit like kitchen and bathroom faucets, like this kind of stuff. So you could like Kohler Kohler faucet parts. You could get them at the Kohler website. You could get them on the internet or any search engine, like a Google search. Generic, not that I'm pushing them or anything, although they do on YouTube and I am a partner. Disclosure. Okay, so you can get them on the internet. You can get them at a local plumbing supply, a good plumbing supply, not just like a cheesy hardware store or a home center is not going to have this stuff, but a good local plumbing supply would have it. All right, so let's just show you. Now again, I have the kit, but these are all available separately. This is an assembly. They're indexed hot and cold. They're different because they turn different ways, clockwise and counterclockwise. So this would be a whole assembly. Here's that O-ring I was talking about. This is a brass thrush washer, and any of these, the O-ring, any rubber parts, I would definitely replace. Any brass parts that are showing wear, I would replace, or I would clean up the old ones with a little emery or a wire brush and put them back in. Here, I'm going to twist it off. Here is this is a brass one. They call it the plunger, but they also have plastic ones. This is a red one. The one that is on the old one is just like a neutral colored plunger. Let's see, we twist that off and show you. Okay, so there's the old one. Let's bring it back over to this counter here. Here's the old one, and here's the new one, and brass or plastic, and underneath there is the washer. Comes out with that screw, and replace that washer. That's just your standard 00 flat bib washer. Okay, so I have cups, I have stems, I have the O-rings, the various O-rings. Again, the little one is for the shaft, and the bigger one goes, where I showed you, in the bigger one goes around the bottom of this cup here. I'm going to show you in a second. I'll get a good shot of that. It's right there where my finger is. And Also, the fiber washer, you could usually reuse the old ones, clean them up, the extra screws for the washers, all right, no big deal. So we're going to switch out the old parts, we're going to replace the new parts, we're going to reassemble this faucet, and we're going to turn the water on, and we're going to check for leaks. It's an easy job. I'll see if I can put the camera somewhere and get some shots of me actually doing it. If not, as you can see, I'm doing this one-handed with the phone, so I'm doing what I can. But the information I'm providing in this video should be enough to help anybody get through this project, housewife, houseman, whatever, get through the project. A plumber, I'm a professional handyman, licensed contractor here in Long Island, New York. I would charge hundreds of dollars to do this job. As a matter of fact, I am charging hundreds of dollars. This is an empty house that is for sale, and the tub leaks, and it's an issue on the closing, and I'm here to fix it up. The owner of this house is a good guy. He's a Korean guy. He pays his bills on time, never questions the amount. So I got a whole list of stuff to do in this house. This is just one of the many things I got to do. So here we go. I'm going to put the camera down. I wanted to get a shot of this for you guys. This is a tool. It's called an O-ring pick. And this is the not the barrel, but I don't know what they would call this. Is the packing? Okay, the packing of the valve. All right. So sometimes it comes off on the shaft. In like this one, it comes off the O-ring and the brass thrust washer. Sometimes it's stuck up in the packing. So I just really wanted to show you. I'm doing this one-handed. I just really wanted to show you how this is in here. So I'm just going to reach in. Here's that thrust washer. Okay, here's the thrust washer. And there's still an O-ring in there. I'm going to try to get it out one-handed. Okay, here it comes. Here's the old O-ring, okay? So thrust washer O-ring. We're going to replace that new O-ring, and we're going to clean this old thrust washer with a wire brush. And the rubber O-ring goes in. It like seats in there. There you go. You see that bottom little groove? It seats right in there. Then goes your washer. Then goes your washer, and then you put the stem back in the packing nut. Or whatever. I hope I confused you real good there, but if you get confused, we still got the cold one in here. We could always take that out and look at it and see how it goes together, which is the nice thing about faucets, because if you don't get too far ahead of yourself, there's always the other side to use for reference. Or you go online and you Google it, and you'll find an image somewhere of how it goes together, or a video like mine here on YouTube that will totally confuse the shit out of you and make matters worse. Alright, I think that's enough talking. Let me get back to rebuilding this freaking faucet. Alright, here's that other O-ring that's on the packing, okay? I'm doing this one-handed. Here's that other O-ring. Let's see if I can get this fucking thing out of here. Alright, okay, here's the other O-ring. It's old and I just cracked it, but it's alright. We're going to replace it. Okay, we're going to replace that with the new O-ring, and that goes right on that packing barrel. It goes right there. And the reason of it is to seal the water from coming up on the deck. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm cleaning everything up with this little wire brush. And then one thing I'd just like to point out before I shut this camera off, whenever I'm putting rubber O-rings in, I have a little silicone here. It's like silicone grease. And I put silicone grease on all rubber O-rings just with my finger and just rub it on there. I think it helps them like last a little longer. Alright, so here's a neat little trick if you follow along with me. Here's the old barrel. You can just buy a new barrel, alright? But also, you can also just, the part that goes bad in here is the seat in the bottom of the barrel. Here's a replacement seat. So I take a center punch or any tool that's going to fit down inside but not go all the way through. Okay, and now I'm going to hold the barrel in my hand, and I'm going to take this mallet and give it a couple of smacks. Okay, so here it is. The old seat came out on the center punch. I'll get that off later. Alright, so now we got the barrel. I'm going to clean it up with the wire brush to get all the corrosion off of it. And I'm going to take the new seat part and I'm going to put it in here nice and straight. And I'm going to take my mallet, making sure that it is straight. Making sure that it is straight. I'm going to start it in there. Okay, that's looking good. And I'm going to gently whack it until it seats in there good. Now I'm working on a marble countertop here, and it's not my house. I don't want to crack it. I'm going to take this outside. I'm going to sit it on in the workbench, and I'm going to give it like one nice big smack, and it's going to seat right in there real good. Moving along, then we have again this what we call the packing here. I got my O-ring pick. I'm going to reach in there. I'm pulling out the old rubber O-ring, and I'm pulling out the brass thrush washer. The brass thrush washer I'm going to clean up with a wire brush. Get all the gunk and corrosion off of both sides. I'm going to take my my stem, and I'm going to remove the old plunger assembly with the old washer. I'm going to take a little silicone grease and put it on the threads here. I'm going to put a new plunger assembly on there. And again, they're indexed right and left, so they turn different directions. So this is actually a tub. It actually has two hots. It's just the way the handles turn. It actually has two hots because of the way the handles turn. And the hots are like clockwise or something like that. I'm going to double check that this screw for the washer is indeed tight, and it's not. A good thing I checked. Okay, we tighten that up. Now I'm going to take that thrush washer that I cleaned up. We're going to put it on the stem. We're going to take a new O-ring, and we're going to slip it on there. I'm going to take a little silicone grease and put it on that new O-ring. I'm going to take this O-ring. I'm going to take this O-ring, and I'm going to take this plunger assembly. I'm going to slide it in my barrel. I'm going to take this here packing nut. I'm going to remove the old O-ring. I'm going to clean up the threads with a wire brush. And anything I can get with the wire brush. I'm going to put a new O-ring on this. I'm going to put a little silicone on the new O-ring. I'm going to slide my assembled plunger assembly, which will seat the O-ring and thrush washer up inside the packing nut. Now before I assemble it, I'm going to make sure that, I don't know if you could see it, but as I close it, you see that red thing going down. That's that plunger going down to seat the washer against the washer seat. I'm going to make sure it's in an up position before I screw it back into the tub, because I don't want to, like, as I'm screwing it together, crush that plastic or crush the washer. So I want to make sure it's in an up position, tighten it up, then I can close it. Okie dokie, so it's assembly time. I'm going to put this fucking faucet back together, and you can follow along. I need a haircut bad. I fixed the lady who cuts my hair. She's a really good stylist, and I put a new... We barter. I like fix little stuff, and she gives me like these these really nice hair stylings, but it's been about 8 weeks. I'm way overdue. But I fixed her, she had a wedding party today, like 14 girls or something. She had to do their hair, or help do their hair, and I fixed her blow dryer last night, put a new plug on it. She had one of those GFI plugs on a blow dryer, and it was always tripping and driving her crazy because she's a pro and she don't have time to like stop and keep resetting the stupid GFI on the blow dryer. So I put a regular plug on it. She's very happy, but I gotta hook up with her. I gotta find the time and get my hair cut. But that's a little better. I don't have that stupid thing sticking up. But I put enough of that fucking silicone grease on my fingers is enough to keep my hair any way I want it. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to try to put the camera in a position so you guys, the YouTube community, can see the reassembly of this Kohler deck-mounted faucet, which you will find these faucets in tubs and sinks and kitchen sinks, bathroom sinks, tubs, and a lot of Kohler products. The dead giveaway is the square handle. If you see the square handle, it's a dead giveaway that it's going to be this style of insides. In other words, they use this style of in a lot of different faucets, not just these Whirlpool tubs. Alright, so it's reassembly time, so I'm just going to go along. I just got these things sitting in here finger tight. I'm just going to go along and double check that everything is the way it's supposed to be, and I'm going to reassemble this baby. So I'm going to put that O-ring where it belongs, right up inside this packing cup, and the thrust washer. And the thrust washer goes next. Everything's been cleaned up with the wire brushes. Now this goes in there. Now again, I'm going to make sure that the washer isn't totally seated, because as I tighten this thing up, I don't want to squish the new washer. Alright, so we're going to slip this baby in there. We want to be careful that it's threaded in there straight. We're going to make sure that it's not cross-threaded, and we do that by using our hand and making sure we turn it a couple of times around by hand, and it doesn't give us any trouble. If you feel that it's not right as you turn it by hand, that means it's cross-threaded. The female and the male part, the threads are cross, and if you put a wrench on it and tie up, you're going to screw everything up. So you just want to make sure that it's not cross-threaded, and you do that by feel. One of the most important aspects of this repair stuff is feel. So again, I'm just going to make sure everything's good in here. I'm going to put that O-ring in the groove that it belongs in, and then I'm going to put the thrust washer where it belongs, and then I'm going to slip this whole rebuilt assembly up in there. I'm going to put our cup on there, and there's two wings on that little cup, and there's two grooves, and two wings inside that plunger, and two grooves inside this cup. You want to make sure that they are indeed lined up, because that's how it works. And okay, come on, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to check that washer is not fully seated, because when I tighten up and I want to squish anything, I got that O-ring on the outside, everything's good. Again, with feel, we're going to make sure it's not cross-threaded by turning it a couple of times and make sure it feels nice. Okay, now we put the wrench on there, and we want to be careful. It's a fiberglass tub. We don't want to scratch anything. These are all brass pieces we're working with. Brass scratches real easy. We want to make sure we don't scratch anything. And, okay, so we got it like pretty tight, but now we're going to snug it down. So I got it like to where it stops, and then I'm going to give it like a quarter turn. And we got it to where it stops and give it like a quarter turn. Now, I'm just going to test it by putting that little extension on there and putting this freaking handle where it belongs. Okay, that feels good. Alright, I'm closing it. And okay, that feels good. Okay, open, close. Open, close. Alright, I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to turn the water on. So if I fucked anything up, you guys will be the first one to see it, because the water is going to come flying out of there. But everything's fine. I know it's good. I'm going to go turn the water on. We're going to double check everything, and then we're going to reassemble the trim. Alright, so let's go downstairs and turn the water on, down the water main. And while we're doing that, we'll do a little walkthrough of this house that's for sale in Jericho, New York, on the North Shore of Long Island. What I like about this house, the one nice thing, is, number one, it's on a cul-de-sac. It's on a dead end, but we got a nice swimming pool outside. Okay? So that's a little bonus there. This is the master bedroom, I guess. Master bathroom, master bedroom. It's carpeted throughout. This is like a kid's bedroom, I guess. Closet. That's the front of the street there. Again, it's a cul-de-sac. The dead end is down there. Directly across the street is a drainage sump for the town where all the rainwater goes. A rainwater basin. So that's one less neighbor. This is like a recess in the wall. Would be nice for a flat screen up there or something like that, or some kind of display. Okay, we got a little linen closet here. And this, I guess, is like what would be called a kid's bathroom. So it's got a full bath in there, and all Kohler fixtures throughout. And okay, so this is the top. This is like a split level ranch. So now we're gonna go down, or a splanch, as they call it here on Long Island. And this is the living room here with the skylights, front door, fireplace. Okay. And as you come in the entrance here, you would be coming in, living room on the left, and those bedrooms I just showed you up the half staircase there, and the other split level is down in the basement area. And we come into this large kitchen here, very nice big kitchen, all kind of appliances and stuff, marble countertop, overlooks the deck out to the pool. And I just realized this freaking house is a 2-bedroom. That's really small. So you got the master, and it's a 2-bedroom. It's a fucking 2-bedroom. There's a bedroom down here though, so I guess that would make it a 3-bedroom. There's a wet bar, and this is that other bedroom I was telling you about, which is actually like ground level. Okay, we're at ground level, and all right. So this is the 3rd bedroom, and you got the wet bar, and over here is the door back to the pool. And there's a bathroom here for that other bedroom, which is a stand-up shower, all Kohler fixtures throughout, pedestal sink, blah, blah, blah. And this door here is the garage outside, and my work truck's out there, the garage. And, all right, so now we go down to the basement, which is another level, another half a staircase. And this is the basement, so this would be like a kid's playroom, I guess. And this is the utility room, and there's also like the washing machine and dryers in here. Updated electric. There's your heating system. The air conditioner is blowing. I just turned it on. I was working in the house, and it's for sale, and they had it up to like 78, and I turned it down to 68 because I'm working here, and I'm not gonna sweat my balls off on this summer day. Okay, so this is like a little utility storage closet back here. Oh, this is why we came down. I almost forgot. We got to turn the water back on. So what I had done was I shut this valve. Okay, so these valves is what they call a shut-off valve. When it's like at a right angle to the pipe, that's off. And when the handle is straight with the pipe, it's open. It's on. And I also shut off this gate valve here. And again, lefty-loosey, so loose is open, lefty-loosey. And if we turned it clockwise, which would be right, that would be off. Now I feel my finger's getting a little wet as I turn it. This is the packing nut here. These valves, this is a nice little tip because no one ever uses these valves, hardly ever. So when you do use them, they usually drip like right at the shaft and the packing nut. We got to put a wrench on here, and we got to give it like a 1/4 turn or 1/8 of a turn just to snug it up, or it's just going to keep dripping and dripping. So all I got with me right now is my, okay, there we go. I gave it 1/8 of a turn. All I got is my pocket knife plier thing, which, you know, just barely does fit on these things now. You can see that water was there, so I'm just going to double check. I'm going to wipe it dry. So I don't even have a fucking rag with me. Gotta use my fingers. We're gonna wipe it dry. I only got 5 fingers on this hand. Okay, and now we're gonna check it with the flashlight, and we're gonna look really carefully and see that it indeed is not. Okay, alright, so that's good. That's a little tip for you. Always check those valves, the valves that you never use. Even those ones under the sinks and stuff. A lot of times in the toilet, the shut off, you'll use it, you'll shut it off, and then you open that cabinet, or you look the next day and there's a puddle right by the valve. A little puddle, that's that packing nut. You got to get a wrench on there, and you got to give it like an eighth of a turn, a quarter turn, just snug it up, dry it off, and double check. And that'll usually take care of it. All right, so here we are. We're back up here. Alrighty, so we're going to open these up here. Gonna let it run for a second. We're gonna shut them down. We're not gonna go crazy tight. We're just gonna do it like normally that you would tighten them. And we're gonna wait a minute. We're gonna make sure everything settles down because there's always some water left in the actual valve. We're gonna give it a minute to settle down. We're gonna check for leaks. In the meantime, I'm gonna assemble the trim, reassemble the trim, which again is reverse of removal. Alright, internets, thanks for bearing with me. I hope I can help you guys out. The whole point of this was to make the best goddamn Kohler square-handled faucet rebuilding video that's on the fucking YouTube. And I hope I accomplished that. If I was able to help you out, just give a comment. Let us know. If you got any questions, put it in the comments. I'll be sure to try to answer it. Or if anything else you need fixed, any questions you got about stuff, in a wide range of repairs from everything encompassed: electrical, plumbing, carpentry, furniture, whatever, telecom, high def, you know, you name it, computers, and I'll be sure to help you, or one of our other users will be sure to help you. So again, thanks for watching, and let's see via view count if this is indeed the best goddamn Kohler faucet rebuilding fucking video on the fucking YouTubes.